everyone, welcome back. We are going to keep working on this page from 50 Autumn Miniatures. I printed out the cute little sunflower page on my favorite paper, and in the last video we did all these petals. Well, we did these two in like 5 takes of my own. I got those ones done, but all the technical issues have been worked out, so we should be good to go. And for these, we are using Amazon Basics. So now that we're going to do the inside of the sunflower, these here, technically where the seeds would come out, and you could actually take those out and eat them. Well, you gotta dry them first, I think, but you know what I mean. What we want to do though is, if you ever look at a picture of a sunflower, it's more brown on the inside. And the Amazon Basics set has an okay selection of browns, but they aren't great. I am going to continue to use burnt ochre, since we use that in the sunflowers, so we can bring that color in. And then I think I am going to take, we'll need something dark. So I think we'll do brown ochre. Get that out. Okay, we have our brown ochre, 556. And then, should we do Vandyke brown or bark? Let's do Vandyke brown. See if I can find it. Oh, there it is. Okay, Vandyke brown 563. Oops, as I smacked my camera. Okay, move my chair in. I'm not even set up today. I'm sitting like 5 feet away from my desk, so I had to scooch it back in. Alright, so we'll work on those insides, and let's see how this color combo works out. I'll zoom you guys in too. Okay. So let's start with Vandyke brown 563. And I want to use this just where these little bubbly things, I don't know what they're called, are like overlapping, because that's where they would obviously be the darkest. Does anyone know what the name of these things are? That would be good to know. Now I don't know if I'll do all 3 because they're going to be exactly the same. So what I might do is, like, we'll do this one together and then we'll call it our coloring homework and do the other 2 flowers off camera, because I am literally doing them exactly the same way. And these, with them being so small, they are going to be very tedious. Again, I'm using like a medium pressure and then just slightly feathering it out. Nothing crazy. I think we'll do the leaves in this video also. And I apologize if you watched the video yesterday. I forgot to put the color numbers in, so I added them this morning. So now they're showing up in the first video. I usually have like little color cards, but I don't have any made yet for Amazon Basics, and I'm picking the colors on camera with you guys, so it's just one of those things. But I should make some cards, especially if I plan to use these again, which I do. You can see how tedious this is. That's why I'm just going to do one and the rest off camera. I hope everyone is having a good week so far. Finally, midweek, almost to the end. Still very busy for me. I just now put up my Halloween decorations. It's what, 10 days away? A little behind. Oh well. And I didn't even put all of them up. I went to the Hobby Lobby because I needed to get white felt since my youngest told us her costume is going to be a marshmallow. Not just any marshmallow, a big fat white marshmallow. Those are her words. And I just thought that was the funniest thing. But I am going to make it because it's super easy. I'm just going to take some felt and basically make like a little circle dress and some sleeves or straps to hold it on, and that's it. But yeah, I went to Hobby Lobby and I was going to pick up more Halloween decorations, and silly me, I always forget craft stores are months ahead. There's nothing left for even, there was one aisle for Thanksgiving. It's all Christmas now. Let's see, so this one in the center, I'm just going to do a little bit off to the side. All right. Okay, so now let's go with our brown ochre, which is 556. Just going to lightly go over where we feathered and then just leave a little bit at the end. On the smaller ones, I'm just going to color them all the way in. But the bigger ones, I want to leave space to bring in one more color. Yeah, so I got the felt. I even went down the coloring aisle and I was like, I'm gonna pick up some coloring supplies, and nothing jumped out at me. Might be because I just spent a bunch of money on Dick Blick and I knew better than to spend more. Like, I have 2 trio blends for Copic Sketch coming. I've been told that's the best way to buy Copics or try them out, is buy a couple of those trios that are designed to blend together and try them that way before you like dive in. So I thought I would do that. I have the Ohuhus, which are not bad and I really like. Their 120 set though is really lacking. There's a lot of colors you definitely notice that you're missing. And they do have a 200 set, but it doesn't have the brush tip, so it's just the bullet nub and chisel. And I like that brush way better for blending. Ohuhu, I did actually talk to them. Supposedly they're coming out with the 200 set with a brush tip into this year. At least that's their goal, they told me. So I am curious, because if they do, I might not buy Copic sketch markers. I'll just play around with those trios and call it a day, but we'll see if they actually come out with them or not. Even then, I know people who have used both and they say there's just nothing like a Copic and the way it blends, so I wanted to try it for myself, see if it's really as magical as the price tag makes it sound. It's gotta be good if it's expensive, right? I love it when people use that. Well, it's super expensive, so it has to be good. It's not really true. I mean, I bought Caran Pablos the other day, $200, and oh my, I hated those things. Instantly returned them. Just not for me. And those things cost a fortune. I'm not saying they're bad pencils, because I know a lot of people love them. But for me, they were bad pencils. I mean, look here, these Amazon Basics are $25 for 72 on Amazon right now. $25. You can't beat that. Okay, so now we're gonna go to Burnt Ochre 553. And basically anywhere we have some white space is where we're going to add that, and just kind of blend it all the way down to your dark color. That's best just to help bring it all together. But yeah, I mean, speaking of price, these are 25 bucks and they're not awful. They're not like a Prismacolor competitor by any means, but I actually find these pretty nice considering how much I spent for 72 pencils. Trick is to make sure I get all of these. They're so tiny. Blend them all together. I really hope you don't hear my super loud son on his Fortnite next door. I've yelled at him a few times while recording. I have to pause it and say, be quiet. But he has this thing where he wears a headset and thinks he needs to yell at it. I don't know. Kids. I swear the house could be super quiet and then I go to record a video and suddenly everyone's being loud. Almost there. If you have a tiny bit of white space left, or just showing through, that's okay. It helps give it kind of the illusion of more highlight anyway. Alright, so then we got this one. Okay. And if you wanted to, we could take out our black. Let's see if I can grab my black real quick. Okay, so black is 570, and you could go in with your black and just kind of add the shadow in between, so just where these are overlapping. You don't need to like do it super dark, but like I'll do half here. But see, I don't know if it translates well on camera, but you can already see how these look a lot more shadowed than the ones over here. This works with anything, anytime you have something in a shadow, adding little black. Rose petals. While we're doing that, I need to think of leaf colors. I think I want to do something olivey. Is that a word? Olivey. I don't know why, but I tend to lean towards the olive-ish colors when I'm doing like scenes like this. I don't know why. Super bright greens just don't naturally appeal to me, I guess. They do, I guess, if I'm doing like something in a jungle type scene. But for the most part, I tend to stick to the more olivey colors. Alright. Yeah, that looks good with that black in there. Okay, so like I said, you'll just use those same 4 colors to do the other 2. So for our leaves, let's see what we got. Okay. So we have an olive green, a yellow green. That'd be good. So I'm gonna grab those so far, olive and yellow. Okay. Okay, so olive green is 544. Yellow green. Yellow green is 549. And maybe we will add some brown. Yeah, let's try those two colors. I feel like this set is kind of lacking a good color in between. Like I could either add a yellow or I could add a brown. Yeah, maybe that Vandyke brown. We'll play around with it, see what we get. All right, let's start with our olive green 544. Let's do the stem. Thinking that stem goes here, and then this one goes here. Okay, let's see how it looks with our yellow green 549 in there. I think that'll work. May need to add Vandyke brown. Just going to add that near the top. Basically anywhere you want a little extra shadow. Yeah, that works. All right, so back to our olive green. Let's get these little leaves over here. Can't talk today. Let's see. So we want just kind of feathering it outward because that yellow green is a lot lighter. I need to give it something to grab onto. Then under this petal, it's going to be darker. There's our shadow. And same thing here, this fence is going to create a shadow. Yellow green. So I'm kind of pressing hard where I'm overlapping the color and then just lightly bringing it out. I do not want to burnish though, because I want to be able to go back over it with the brown or add more of the olive, that darker olive color if I need to. So while I'm pressing hard, I'm not burnishing. Turn that a little. These pencils do erase pretty well, so like if you end up hating a color or you want to lighten something or change it up, you can use your eraser. Yeah, I'm gonna go take my olive green. I'm gonna bring down this dark color a little bit more here. Okay, back to my yellow green. Okay, and then grab the Vandyke brown. I'm going to put a little bit at the tip, and then I'm kind of going to go along the spine here lightly. Just follow the spines. And here where it's under the sunflower, I'm just going to add a tiny bit extra. Same with where it's coming over the fence. You can do this with a fine liner too if you prefer that method. Olive green, I'm just going to darken this. Bring those together. I'm not sure I like this color combo, but I can always keep playing with it. Alright, let's move on to these leaves here, and the stem also. The stem. I'm pretty sure this is the stem coming down in here. We're gonna call it that. I could be wrong. Okay. So I'm basically just pressing harder in the center along the spine and feathering out. I do like to do dark to light when I color. It's just my natural go-to. But if you're the opposite, you can just do this backwards. Over here, it's going to be darker because we've got a sunflower overlapping it. Okay. We'll grab our yellow green. I think I'm going to actually darken that one in there. because it's so far behind a fence, it's going to be pretty dark. And one trick, if you want to not have these really dark lines, is you can play with your settings after you scan it and have it print more in a grayscale, and then you can cover the lines better. You can also use a Posca pen and cover up all your lines. I watched a tutorial the other day, and this one artist, she goes through all her books and takes a Posca paint pen and covers every single line up. I mean, I don't have the patience to do that, so bless her for that. But she does that so that, you know, you don't see those harsh black lines in her work. And her work is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It's one reason I've been kind of falling more towards PDFs lately. I like going on Etsy and you can buy the PDF, and a lot of them will do sepia and grayscale and very fine line art, so that when you color, you don't have this harsh, you know, thick black line. And so those are one of the reasons I really like the PDFs. Plus, if I screw it up, I can just print it out and start over. But there are certain things I do like the books too. I have yet to do it, but I have the goal to complete a whole book one day. Cover to cover, Vandyke Brown. That is one positive to using PDFs. And they're not just portraits either. There's artists that do images just like this one, but they give you grayscale and sepia options. And it's also nice if, you know, there's an artist you like, but you don't like all their pictures. Because there's certain artists I really love, but I don't want everything that's in their books, and sometimes they sell just the individual pictures on their Etsy, and I like those ones. That way I can just buy the pictures I actually like. Alright, so we have, how weird, so we got like stalks and leaves here. Then we got a leaf here, and then this little sunflower is all by itself with nothing to do. It's the same sunflower that has the weird petal, just... Alright, so I guess we have one leaf left. Interesting. Alright, so with our olive green... I just gotta turn this a little. It's another reason it's nice to use these printed out ones, because then I can turn the page and not kink my arm and wrist trying to color at odd angles because I have a book in the way. How did that get there? These aren't very smudgy like other pencils, so that part's nice, and they're not as dusty as certain brands. I find Castle Art incredibly dusty. There's a lot of people that don't. I think it's because I'm a little heavier handed with my coloring, so I can create more dust. But I found the Castle Art's pretty dusty. But I think if you're more of a light layers type of person, then they won't be as dusty for you. Around this fence, I'm just gonna add some color, kind of feather it out gently. All right, let's grab our yellow green. haven't decided on background if I'm going to use my Distress inks or my Neo colors. I just got some Neo color 2s. I don't know why I waited so long to buy those things. They are freaking awesome. Love them. I also just bought all those Distress inks, so I really need to start using these things. Again, I just press hard in the center and lightly bring it out. I'm pressing hard for 2 reasons. One, to blend these 2 colors together, and 2, just to make it a little darker towards the center. I swear yesterday it felt like there was more leaves to color. Just make sure it's all blended. Again, you don't want to push hard enough to burnish. We just want to blend. Alright, double checking, because sometimes there will be a leaf like right in front of me. Not seeing it though. Alright, Vandyke brown. Just going to get a little off here. A little bit where it comes off the fence. This would be a fun, cute little picture to do stickles on too. Alright, so we got our leaves and our centers. So just remember, because this will be done off camera, you'll need, let me get them all out again. Okay, so you'll want to do these 2 centers before the next one, and you'll want burnt ochre 553, black 570, brown ochre 556, and Vandyke brown 563 to do the centers. And then I'm going to do a different green in the next video with the pumpkins and grass, and see how we can incorporate all those together. But yeah, just make sure you do your centers, and maybe when we're done we can go through and do some gel pen accents or stickles or something, but we'll decide that later. Definitely let me know if you want a Neo Color 2 background or a Distress ink background. Maybe I'll gauge it by the votes. But thank you for coloring along with me, and I will see you guys tomorrow.